What's up, people? We're back for another reaction. This one was emailed to me, limpyreacts@gmail.com, and it was emailed to me by James Glenn. James Glenn. He said, watch David Menzies arrested at vigil for Iranian terror. Attendees questions liberal records on YouTube. And then he put on there, that was the headline. I guess that's the video that we're watching. He said, hey, Limpy, check out this madness in Canada. With some Canadian people watch this, so maybe they got an influence on this. This is not, this is our non-government funded news organization trying to ask real questions to corrupt government officials. This is the shit that happens that practically took him a couple blocks away and dropped him off at the school parking lot. Shit is messed up in Canada right now. Oh boy. So we got a little bit of I'm not from Canada, so I don't know how that works, but we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it, and also if there's music or if there's a pause or a mute in the audio, and I might be talking, it's because they've either got copyright music playing and I'm going to mute it. Actually, YouTube lets me know about it if it's copyrighted music. I'll usually mute it. That's like the Big Chief deal. I had 10,000 people. Oh, it's muted. Well, it's because they're playing copyrighted music. So, and I don't want to get a copyright strike. So that's what we do. So if there's music playing or something like that and it's muted, then that's what it is. I've muted the track. It's going to come back. Audio is going to come back. I can see right now that we have audio from my headset, and I'm sure we got audio from the deal. So just a heads up. Don't if that's a deal breaker, then I apologize, but I'm not going to get a copyright strike, and I can't afford to pay royalties for a reaction channel. I could go purchase Academic Sound and have it on there, and if I react to something that's not on there, then I got it. But I hate going to do that. So here we go.
Why is your government supporting Islamo Nazis? What? Excuse me. What are you doing? Don't.
You're under arrest for assault.
What, sir?
Why are you pushing me?
You cannot just say because I'm a police officer I can do everything I want.
Aren't you insulted with Justin and them being in there for that memorial?
Miss Freeland, where are you running away?
The fact that journalists are present to hold governments to account makes governments better.
Transparency builds citizens' faith and confidence in their governments and in democracy. That's why journalists must have the ability to report facts freely and to defend, expose, and advance the truth without fear of retaliation, reprisal, violence, or imprisonment.
I mean, I know you're...
Answer me this. I know several people that tried to get into Canada, but apparently they've got records back from like 30 or 40 years ago, 20 years ago. They won't let them into the country. So were these people already there, or did they come in illegally? Or I'm sure some of them have, a record somehow. I mean, if they're on the terror watch or whatever. I know I've seen stuff where they have like they're on the terror watch deal, but I don't know. I don't know how shit works over there. I just know this. Some of my buddies that tried to go to Canada when they were up in New York to try to go to Canada, and they would let them cross because they had like a misdemeanor back 20 years ago or something like that, and they won't let them cross.
Your government paid a terrorist, our homegrown Al-Qaeda guy, $10.5 million, Omar Khadr. Did you support that? David Menzies for Rebel News here in Richmond Hill, Ontario. And folks, I'm standing in front of the Richmond Hill Centre for the Performing Arts. You see, this venue is holding a vigil marking the 4th anniversary of the shooting down of Ukrainian International Airlines PS 752. Now, you may recall back in January 2020, this flight was shot down over Iran. Some 176 innocent passengers were killed. That includes 55 Canadian citizens, as well as 30 permanent residents, mostly of Persian descent. It also included one unborn child. Now, this was a despicable act of terrorism carried out by the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps, aka IRGC. And folks, 4 years later, unlike our neighbors to the south, the United States of America, Canada still does not recognize the IRGC as a terrorist group. And that is exactly why I came here today to take in this vigil. We know from previous vigils there'll be politicians of every stripe and every level. And I just wanted to find out if the MP for Richmond Hill, that would be Majid Johari, would dare have the audacity to show his face, because he, unlike most of the Persian residents I meet here in Richmond Hill, is a supporter of the regime. It's absolutely egregious, but get a load of this. We knew there were some bigger fish than Johari showing up from the federal government, given the amount of security and people walking around with earpieces in their ears. And lo and behold, as we were waiting for Blackface himself, we happened to spot Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland, and just will you see what happened. Ms. Freeland, how come the IRGC is not a terrorist group? Why is your government supporting Islamo-Nazis? What? Excuse me. What are you doing?
Don't. You're under arrest for assault.
What, sir?
Why are you pushing me? You're under arrest for assault.
Who are you?
You're under arrest for
I don't
assault.
even. What are you talking about?
Police, you're under arrest for assault.
How am I under arrest? You bumped into me.
You pushed into me.
You bumped. I was just scrubbing. I got my credentials here, and you just bumped into me. So excuse
Police, you're under arrest.
me. What is your name and your badge number?
Come over
What
here
is
for
your
a
name and
second.
your badge number?
Come on, sir, you've been told you're under arrest.
Why am I under arrest?
Come on over here. We've got a couple officers.
He blocked my way.
That's how they do it right there.
Why?
Sir.
I was just
That's how they
scrumming
do it.
Chrystia Freeland.
I'm a police officer. You're under arrest.
What is your name and your badge number?
Assaulting a police officer.
How is that possible? Officer, I was merely scrumming Minister Freeland.
That was very aggressive what I saw over there. There was
Oh,
lots
yeah.
of pushing and shoving that was happening.
Oh,
And you were
with the
running
minister? I didn't touch her.
You were running in with your microphone. That was very aggressive. You shouldn't be acting like that.
What? That's how it works. We
Well, no,
scrum
that's-
politicians
no,
all the
That's
time.
not how it works. That was very aggressive what was happening over there.
You mean I was asking questions aggressively?
No, your actions were. You were almost pushing everybody over. That's how it appeared.
Lincoln, you got this on video, right? He's saying I'm pushing people over. That's an absolute falsehood.
There were feet were shuffling.
So
all
now it
around.
appeared that way. That's what you're saying, officer. It appeared I was
what I
pushing
saw.
people. I wasn't. I didn't touch a single
That
person.
was a little bit aggressive for what was happening. Get that. You're under arrest. Please
Okay.
take the microphone out of my face. You're under arrest.
Can I have the microphone? Can I have the microphone? Can I have the microphone? Can you give?
I'm not. Officer, take your hand out. Why am I under arrest? I'm just doing my job.
Resist. You don't need to resist. You don't have to say anything. You know the drill.
I have nothing to hide, officer. Welcome to Black Faces Canada. This is what they do to journalists. I was merely scrumming Minister Freeland, and a RCMP officer blocked me, and evidently this is now a trumped-up charge of assault, folks. I didn't come here to cause any trouble.
Trumped-up charge.
I came here to do my job, and now I'm handcuffed. This is your Canada now, folks.
It's the same.
You know,
It's the same
this
here
is the
too.
Gestapo
It's the same here.
taking Blackface's orders. Outrageous. And meanwhile, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is not a terrorist organization. Is not a terrorist organization. And these liberals have the audacity to show up at a vigil for a plane in which almost 200 people were killed, 57 Canadians, one unborn child, by the way. And look at this. They don't want, it is against the law in Black Faces Canada to ask insensitive questions, impolite questions. So a Canadian government that props up an Islamo-fascist regime That's okay. But if you ask questions about that, that's not okay.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
the
an
way the government
absolute
works.
outrage.
You were trying to,
Thank you.
were rushing to get into
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you, officer.
Yes.
So that's politicians for you right there. That's the way the world works. They don't like it, they'll just shut you up.
For report for doing like that.
Did you say dab? I'll smoke to that. I thought I
That
heard dab.
is outrageous. That is what's known as a stitch-up, folks. He says that's an assault. You know what? I think it is an assault. I'm getting assaulted.
Someone dropped her off behind me. So she was walking up this way. I was still looking at you. I saw her. I got her on film. I was just about to yell out some questions, and that soon you came, and you started following her back.
The other officer blocked you and you're running. And it's like you are running, he blocked you out. And then you are trying to get in. And then after that, I immediately came there. And then I saw that he's saying you assaulted the police officer. And I was shocked, really. Come on, you jumped in front of him. And you're saying it's like a car going straight. Yeah. Then you jump in front of the car. You say, oh, you hit me.
The York Regional officer, again, I don't have his name and badge number yet.
Oh, you won't.
He said I was being, what, aggressive?
That was very aggressive. You shouldn't be acting like that.
But what does that mean? I wouldn't dare lay my finger on anyone, much less a female deputy prime minister. So it is in Canada that insensitive and impolite questions, those are considered weapons now, that you have to be taken out. And if you can imagine, according to the officers, I'll take their word for it, my cameraman Lincoln J and I, we're trespassed from the facility.
We are asking you to leave under the Trespassing Property Act, okay?
Sure.
Trespassing.
It's Ellie. We're supposed to be in there covering the vigil, but we're not. Oh, but the state-sanctioned media, as I saw the CBC news trucks in the parking lot. Is this freedom of speech in Canada right now? That just scrumming a federal cabinet minister is what, illegal, and one must be roughed up, put in handcuffs, and shoved into a York Regional Police cruiser. Now I can tell you the only reason I'm out of that cruiser right now and not in the slammer is that the RCMP officer has declined to press charges. Wow, it's the Christmas miracle, isn't it? I'm gonna wait here until members of the Persian community come out. I'd like to hear what they have to say, that the IRGC, the assassins of those 176 people and one unborn child on that airplane 4 years ago, are still not recognized as a terrorist group. How does that make them feel? Well, stay tuned. Let's see what they have to say.
I think all of families and all of Iranian
Hands
people
up, don't shoot.
wanted from Canada government to list IRGC as terrorist groups.
Actually, today, Melanie Joly and Prime Minister Trudeau told they will put them in the list.
Oh, this is news then.
Yeah.
And when are they going to do it? Because it's been 4 years since that airline was shot down.
Yeah, I agree with you.
We need to see more acts from the Canada government about the representatives of Iran's government in Canada.
Is it enough? No, it's not enough. Okay. Because we really agree that IRGC is a terrorist organization. It's not organization. They're actually banning everyone in Iran.
Hey, Miss Freeland, why does your government not? Miss Freeland, where are you running away? What is the benchmark for an organization to be recognized as a terrorist group?
Yeah.
Can you answer these questions?
No, they're not going to answer.
How can you and other federal liberals dare show your face at a vigil commemorating the deaths of Canadians? You will not recognize the IRGC as a terrorist group. Why, ma'am? Well, there you have it, folks. The vigil has ended. And lo and behold, I guess that must be breaking news, eh? The fact that some of the Liberals said that they are going to put the IRGC on the terrorist list. You know, First of all, I'll believe that when I see it. Secondly, it's been 4 years now since the lives of so many Canadians were literally blown out of the sky. Why now and why not back then? Could it be with an impending election? This is the Trudeau Liberals trying to curry some favor with the Iranian community. At the end of the day, I just find it the very definition of chutzpah that so many members of this federal government, from the Prime Minister on down to Majid Johari, a supporter even today of the Iranian regime, would dare show their faces there. I am amazed that they weren't booed off the stage. I guess this is a new level of Canadian civility, Canadian politeness. If I was a family member of someone that was lost on that flight 4 years ago, I wouldn't be able to contain myself. Isn't it shameful that once again we saw the Gestapo unit of this government shut down independent journalism because of what? Impolite and insensitive questions, and we potentially have almost 2 more years of this to come. Unbelievable. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Well, folks, you saw what happened to us. We were just asking questions to Minister Freeland, and evidently that, well, that gets you arrested. That gets a journalist thrown into a police cruiser. We're going to fight this, but we need your help. Please go to standwithdavid.com. That's standwithdavid.com, and if you can make a contribution to our legal fund, we would greatly appreciate that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, get out of that one. I don't do politics well, man. I just go ahead and say it right now. I mean, I'm not in the politics game. I just, just they'll do what they say. They'll try to block anything you say, just like social media. They'll limit if you don't believe their ways, and they'll hush you down, or they'll arrest you, or they'll handcuff you, or they'll say no trespassing on a sidewalk. I don't know. Maybe it's different up there in Canada. I mean, a sidewalk. A sidewalk. That's for pedestrians to walk on, and it ain't. How can you trespass if it's for pedestrians? Anyway, I don't know. I don't know how. I'm just not good with politics. Just I'm no good with it. Just I'm the plus the people nowadays that you see, they're trying to shove everything down your throat. That I don't stand for. If you want to be you, that's you. I don't have to believe that you are you because you say you are. Whatever. Maybe I hit that pen too many times. I don't know if that made sense, but I think y'all know what I'm talking about. Not into the politics or the hidden agendas or the where we want to shove everything on your throat and you got to believe it because we tell you it is. Just not me. Like, subscribe, comment down below. limpyreacts@gmail.com. Your thumbs up. Like I said, again, if any part of it is muted because they're playing copyright music, so I tell you that. But see y'all in the next one. Later.